Hey MMA guys, Dos Santos turned professional in 2006. At the age of 22, he fought in small promotions in Brazil. JDS won 6 of his first 7 bouts, suffering his first loss on 2007 at MTL final event to Joaquim Ferreira by submission armbar. By the way, this was already a revenge, for which the Brazilian Ferreira apparently prepared choicely, since before that, in their past fight in the same year, Junior won by knockout.
Bateu CiGANO.
Joaquim Ferreira.
Defeat number 2, 2012, Cain Velasquez, unanimous decision, UFC 155. It was also a rematch. A year earlier, Junior had knocked out Cain in the first round at UFC on Fox and took the UFC heavyweight title from him. And in this bout, Dos Santos' 4-year and 10 fights winning streak ended, and the belt returned to Velasquez. One of the best fights in UFC history.
And we throw around the term, heart of a champion in pro sports. Junior Dos Santos is that defined, but this night belongs to the former champion, Cain Velasquez.
By unanimous decision, and now, the new undisputed.
Number 3, 2013, Cain Velasquez, TKO, UFC 166. Second rematch, also by far one of the best performances of the UFC heavyweights. Velasquez prepared better for this fight, as in principle for the previous revenge. He dominated from start to finish and defended the UFC heavyweight title. Velasquez rightly deserves the title of Dos Santos face destroyer.
And he's watching very closely.
And I bet he would like a second shot at Junior Dos Santos.
Just over 2. Overeem wants a shot at the UFC title.
Looking for a guillotine, look at this.
Junior's exhausted.
That's it.
It's all over! Cain Velasquez remains the UFC heavyweight champion!
Defeat number 4, 2015, Alistair Overeem, TKO, UFC on Fox, Dos Anjos vs Ciryl 2. After a year away from the sport, Dos Santos had the 3-year delayed fight with Alistair Overeem. In this bout, Overeem was very good, and he even got off the course of steroids, and it seems to him even helped. Carefully and competently, he just acted according to the plan and waited for his moment. The Demolition Man won the bout by technical knockout in the second round.
Santos.
And look at this, Alistair opened up in the orthodox position.
To southpaw.
Well, he's very effective following him around. Wait, and there it is again. Beautiful kick to the
Lost number 5, 2017, Stipe Miocic, TKO, UFC 211, Miocic vs Dos Santos 2, revenge again. In their first fight, Stipe lost by unanimous decision. In general, the history of defeats from Ferreira and Velasquez repeats itself. As a result, we can say that all these defeats are most likely an oversight of the coaching staff. Junior seemed not be trained for specific opponents, who in turn, after defeats from him, corrected their mistakes and won in revenge.
I don't understand why he still does that.
Down goes Dos Santos!
That's it. Fight's over.
Stipe looking at Yorgan to stop it, and he will! The path to the UFC heavyweight title. Cleveland, Ohio.
Every time you saw Stipe just let his hands go because he knew Junior would be there to be hit.
Boom, that right hand. And again, exactly what DC was saying. Junior kept putting his back up to the cage.
Well, we said JDS had a chance to cement his legacy.
Defeat number 6, 2019. Francis Ngannou, TKO, UFC on ESPN, Ngannou vs Dos Santos. The meeting of the two most powerful strikers shouldn't have lasted too long. At first everything seemed to be fine with JDS, but then Ngannou began to launch his powerful punches, and soon he hit, not giving the slightest chance to Dos Santos to recover from it. Herb Dean stopped this fight just 1 minute and 11 seconds after it started.
Swings and gets clipped with that right hand, and then right on the chin, over the top, and doesn't see it coming. And then
when he didn't find the mark, he lost balance, he overcommitted, kind of turned his back to Francis. And there was the counter. My word, he does it again.
He is not the scariest power puncher to have ever touched down on that canvas. I'll take your other nominations.
Number 7, 2020. Curtis Blaydes, TKO, UFC Fight Night, Blaydes vs Dos Santos. From the very beginning, Curtis imposed his game on Dos Santos. Blaydes tried to get Junior to the ground 6 times, but the former champion defended well against takedowns. At the same time, the American was better at striking. Blaydes constantly threatened with a right overhand, which ultimately decided in the first minute of second round. First, Curtis shocked Dos Santos in this way, then pulled him up to the cage, inflicted an uppercut, and hit his knee 3 times in the clinch. When Junior bent over, Curtis struck 8 times in 4 seconds with his right hand. Then the judge intervened, fixing a technical knockout.
That wrestler's coming in, boom! Yeah, he just, look, stiffs him. Junior's done. He's already hurt.
Former junior college.
That's it in round number 2. Wow, perhaps that performance today. The punches, but still to do it with the hands. Congratulations, very impressive. He's the only heavyweight.
Declaring the winner by TKO.
Defeat number 8, 2020. Jairzinho Rozenstruik, TKO, UFC 252. Jairzinho Rozenstruik in the previous fight suffered a crushing defeat from Francis Ngannou, which incidentally was first defeat in his career. This time the Surinamese heavyweight defeated Brazilian rival by technical knockout.
Their moment, slight edge in terms of
It happened in the 4th minute of the second round. Of course, broken Dos Santos' chin made itself felt again, who missed a couple of seemingly not too dangerous shots, but fell no longer understanding what happening, and then Rozenstruik simply and harshly finished it off. The referee stopped the fight.
Get it.
Oh,
Down again.
That's it.
And that'll do it, Biggie boy.
Back by these two gentlemen now. Here we see it. Boom, there's the right hand.
Number 8, 2020, Ciryl Gane, TKO elbow, UFC 256. Dos Santos faced Ciryl Gane in his last UFC fight. He again lost fight via technical knockout in the 2nd round. Everyone has long understood that Dos Santos is not the same. On March 2021, it was announced that Dos Santos had been released from the UFC.
Oh!
He hurt him. He hurt him. Jab, Joe.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, he hurt him. Oh, it might be it.
Gone, flags Junior Dos Santos.
That's it. He's a powerful man. Here's this. Yeah. That's really behind the ear.
It's close, yeah, right on the side.
Junior is livid. He just called over Jaron Vallel and tried to show the referee the replay.
I mean,
That's really more the back of the ear. The way it landed, that looked legal to me.
By TKO, Ciryl the Government Gane.
vs number 10, 2022, Yorgan de Castro, TKO, shoulder injury, Eagle FC 47. Dos Santos made his Eagle FC debut against Yorgan de Castro. JDS outstruck de Castro for most of the bout, but would go on to lose by technical knockout due to a doctor stoppage after suffering a shoulder injury early in the third round.
He's just dealing with one of the best heavyweights there's ever been. And damn, movement all around the Eagle FC.
What that feels like.
Kamaru, I gotta go to you, man. What does Yorgan de Castro need to do right now, man, to get back in this fight?
His shoulders out.
The referee now sees.
Perhaps it is time for Dos Santos to retire, because everyone can see that his ability to take a punch had become very weak for a heavyweight. But let's hope that if he decides to compete further, he will show us some more interesting fights. And we'll keep an eye on this together, so don't forget to subscribe Low Light TV channel, punch like and ring the bell for more Low Lights.
From Ciryl went into an illegal move, not being called illegal, to a referee looking at a guy with his shoulder out. Make a call.
Winner by TKO victory, Yorgan, the man.